So, I was thinking about it the other day. The Hollywood Walk of Fame. They were talking about some people who are potential star getters, recipients.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, who do you have anybody in mind that you think deserves a star? And let's talk about, just to narrow the thought process. Let's talk about like hip hop acts, right? Because I think there's probably less hip hop artists that have stars than anything else. I know Dre got his around, I think it was like March or April last year.
Yeah.
2024. So I was just curious, what is there anybody you think is deserving or overdue for a star?
I mean,
for a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
It's crazy. Like, there's so many names that are swimming through my head right now. If there is anybody that's deserving of it, I feel like it's the early pioneers of hip hop. Because I do feel like as of right now, I feel like a lot of '90s artists have been getting stars lately. Like,
Yeah.
I know Snoop got a star.
Right. M got a star.
Pretty
Dre,
sure Queen Latifah has a star.
and I think Cube got a star.
Yeah. So, kudos that they're reaching back to the '90s, but I feel like we should go back even further. Like, does Rakim have a star?
Yeah.
Like
Furious 5. I mean,
yeah, like all the pioneers.
Sugar Hill Gang. And that's the thing too, is like, I don't know, to be honest with you, I mean, there's a lot of stars and I don't know everybody that has a star.
Yeah.
So I mean, we might be mentioning people who actually already have stars, and I'm just not completely aware.
Right.
But no, I agree. Like some of the earlier ones. Is there any that are more recent that you think? And by recent, I don't mean like, because if you just came out in the last 10 years, you're not there yet, as far as I'm concerned. It's got to be still a little bit. So I'm still thinking like 90s, maybe 2000s.
First name that comes to mind, I think Ja Rule should have a star. Unpopular opinion, but I think Ja Rule should have a star. Like, he was pretty hot outside of 50 Cent ending his career. Like, he was the next thing.
So I feel like when you talk about the Dre's and the touch that he had on hip hop across the board.
Wow, Dre used to touch hip hop.
And Ice Cube with not only the NWA, but the solo career, the acting career, the producing career, all that.
Yeah.
The huge catalog of Snoop, again, going back to not just music, but also, hosting events, DJing, acting, producing, everything else. When I compare that to a Ja Rule, and this isn't taking too much out of his pocket, but I don't see the comparison. Like, I know he had a point in time where, he had some popular music. He had some songs. But was it enough? Was it a big enough catalog? And did he do anything beyond that created this broad, like, okay, this is an icon? So when I compare that to the people who have had stars, who are either musicians, actors, whatever, that have a broad blanket of a resume, I don't see it.
I get that, and I'm sure a lot of people don't. I'm sure a lot of people won't agree with me with that.
I'll agree with you that he was definitely like. I mean, I get it. The rift between him and 50, split public opinion. But you can't deny that, for a couple of years there, he was
on top.
He had the singles.
His name was in conversations with Jay-Z.
But was that
Eminem
enough? Like, I think Jay-Z, I would say, yeah, because that catalog is tremendous. He's got influence in other areas of entertainment that aren't just,
It's not just rap, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like he's got the resume. I feel like a Beyonce would have the resume. I feel like, there's a lot of artists, Wayne has the resume. When I think about those kind of artists, and then you throw Ja Rule in there, and again, this isn't taken away from Ja Rule.
You don't see it.
The resume's not there, in my opinion. The resume's not there. And I'm not saying his resume is trash. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like,
I guess
it's not lengthy enough.
I can argue. I hear that point. It's not lengthy enough, but like, you could say the same about Tupac. But granted, their music stopped for different reasons.
You could say it about Tupac in the sense that it was short. It was short-lived, right? Because he was obviously brought to an unfortunate, timely demise.
But it was very impactful.
But it was not only was it impactful, he still had a catalog. He had stuff, because I don't know if you heard, but they working on potentially a new Tupac album with a lot of his unreleased because he recorded a lot.
Man.
But he also had the acting and everything else. He was doing. He branched out
into other stuff.
So
yeah, I get that.
Even in his short time, his resume longer than Ja Rule's.
True. But at the same time, like you can't, for me, like I feel like you can't have a conversation. If we're talking early 2000s rap, you can't have a conversation without mentioning Ja Rule's name.
Oh, I agree.
Without mentioning
But
Irv
we're talking
Gotti.
about Hollywood Rock of Fame.
Without mentioning, how many number ones did he, during his short stint, how many number ones did he have?
Don't know. But like I said, he had some number ones and some music, but did he have
he had some acting chops. He wasn't in Fast and Furious. If you remember. I guess you don't remember.
I remember, but was he a main character?
He was not a main character, no.
Did he hold a movie down?
I don't know.
So then that's my thing, is like Pac had leading roles. Gridlocked. Poetic Justice.
He did.
Above the Rim. I mean, he had and apparently Baby Boy was written for him.
So
that was supposed to be his part.
I still think he deserves one.
So fair opinion.
But that's just me.
Fair
I think
opinion.
let me know if you agree.
You're wrong. But yeah.
That Ja Rule should have a star on the Walk of Fame. Especially after his Fire Festival.
Right.
That was a huge hit.
Right. I'm sure it was a huge hit.
That was just poor execution. Great concept, but poor execution.
Putting Ja Rule aside, who else?
Damn, another one.
So if I
everybody I pick, I'm gonna pick some obscure people.
So hold on. If let me fire off some names and you tell me yay or nay.
Okay.
So let's go. Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
Busta.
Yeah.
Redman.
Yeah.
The Wu-Tang as a whole.
Yeah. Like everybody, I mean, but again, like based on your description before of more than just music.
It doesn't have to necessarily be more than just music.
I know, but the names that you're dropping, you specifically mentioned a Dr. Dre, a Jay-Z,
sure.
a Beyonce, a Snoop Dogg, who have done
resumes though.
Who have been in the entertainment industry for decades now.
For sure.
If you will, who have been relevant over multiple decades.
For sure. Okay, I got one for you. LL Cool J. Does he have
I'm
one?
pretty sure he has a star.
Okay, he should.
But again, that almost seems like it's just a longevity thing as to what, like, that because they've been continuously in the spotlight doing something, they deserve a star on the Walk of Fame.
If you've released 20 albums, but only like the first 5 were relevant, I'm not necessarily speaking on that. I'm speaking on if your catalog is lengthy and each album had a top hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a guy like Busta,
yeah,
he has that. Now, does he venture off into doing a lot of acting or that stuff? No. He stays in a lane of music and he's fantastic at it.
He's had some acting roles though.
Oh no,
not like mainstream.
No, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying he doesn't act, but I'm saying like as far when you compare.
Yeah.
But as far as what Busta is he's like predominantly, he's in the music and his resume is very lengthy. And he's always had something come out of each album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And for me, I guess I look at it more of a impactful.
Right.
Like if there was any point that there was an impact on the industry, like I feel like they deserve some type of recognition. Like an MC Hammer, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hammer outside of
Doesn't MC Hammer have a star?
He probably does. I hope that he does.
I mean, like I said, I don't know everybody who has a star.
I hope that he does. But again, that goes back to the point that I was trying to make before. Like his career was short-lived, primarily because of, the shit that he got into financially. Him trying to do too much for people.
Right.
He just, whoever was in his ear handling his finances just did him dirty. Unfortunately.
Indeed.
Had that not happened, had he still been able to maintain his fortune and still been able to do all the stuff that he was trying to do, because it wasn't just about the music, it wasn't just about the money for him. He was actually trying to help people behind the scenes and trying to bring his city up and trying to improve his city and do all of that stuff. I feel like his name should carry a lot more weight than it does right now. I feel like he would have been able to do a lot more. And, it's a little disappointing that he hasn't been able to, like, get back to that point to where, like, his name is still relevant right now. Because I really think he had something.
Right.
It's just unfortunate. Too short. Too short should have a star if he doesn't.
40.
40 should definitely have a star. You know, it's
So
like
let's flip it a little bit, and since we're talking about the opposite end of that argument, 50 Cent.
50 Cent deserves a star. I want to say he has a star.
Does he?
I think
should.
so.
I mean,
feel like I've seen,
aside from the musical impact, I mean, obviously, you know, with him producing these monstrous hits, you know, these shows, his production company is huge.
Yeah.
And you know, you got to appreciate his trolling as well.
Definitely. He's definitely good at what he does.
I think 50 is definitely has a resume that probably exceeds most.
Can you reach that? Can you reach that?